She doesn't like the fact that the Trump administration is eliminating TPS permission to be in our nation to several hundreds of thousands of Haitians, Hondurans, Nicaraguans, Nepalese. How many of these people does America really need? How many third world migrant invaders consuming scarce American resources like housing, education, employment, healthcare, social services, all scarce resources desperately needed by American citizens, Social Security? How many millions of these third world migrant invaders does America really need? How is it in America's interest to import millions upon tens of millions of Nepalese, Hondurans, Nicaraguans, Haitians, Venezuelans? How does that serve America's interest? You happy paying for all these people? Do you have too much money? You have too much health care? Is the rent too damn low in your neighborhood? Houses are inexpensive? Now, Trina Thompson jumps right into this decision, and the estrogenic hysteria, the neurotic hysteria, the overwhelming emotion drowning her powers of reason hits us right in the face from the first paragraph. Look at this. National TPS versus Kristi Noem. The freedom to live fearlessly. Where is there a freedom to live fearlessly? The opportunity of liberty and the American dream. That is all plaintiffs seek. And apparently she believes that they are inherently entitled to do that in America. This first sentence gives it all away. All away. By this standard, all 8 billion people in the world have a human right to come to America and consume our scarce American resources until we are reduced to being a third world country ourselves. Because they have some kind of freedom to live fearlessly, an opportunity of liberty, and a right to the American dream. That's all they seek. That's all they see. That's all Timmy wants. He just wants to be able to walk again like the other kids. Why are you so heartless? Why are you telling them they can't stay in America? And listen to this. Instead, these poor illegal migrant third world invaders who just want to live fearlessly, that's all they want. Instead, they are told to atone for their race. Who the F has told any of these people you have to atone for your race? Except this judge, Trina Thompson. This is how she sees you. This is how federal judge, unelected, black robe, tyrannical, inferior district trial court judge Trina Thompson, if you are ever appearing as a party in her court, this is how she views you if you don't agree with her that 8 billion people have a human right to come live in America. That you're, in effect, the kind of racist who's telling those people to their face that they must atone for their race. That's what she's projecting onto you. Can you imagine being a defendant before this judge, a white defendant? They are told to atone for their race. They are told to leave because of their names. Who the F is telling anyone that the reason they're not entitled to be in America is because they have a particular name? And they are told to purify their blood. Are you shitting me? This is a U.S. federal district court judge. This is how she leads her order. People scoff when I say these judges are drowning in estrogenic hysteria. Unbelievable. By the way, this isn't even the worst part of all this. We're not even close to the worst part. But this court is a kind court. So, of course, this court disagrees with all you horrible racists who are telling these people, by the way, these are all people who America was kind enough to say, you had a hurricane? Come stay with us for a while. There's a dictator in your country? Come stay with us for a while. Starvation where you live? Come stay with us for a while until you get your shit straightened out. On a temporary basis. Temporary. That is the generosity that America extended to these people. And how do we get that generosity returned to us? They refuse to leave our damn house. And they get these courts to agree. Courts like this. Courts that believe, if we are to believe what she wrote, that you and I, who believe temporary means temporary, that we are monstrous racists who are telling these people to leave because they must atone for the race because of their names and they must purify their blood. This woman is not temperamentally suited to be in any position of authority over others. I wouldn't make her a damn school teacher, much less a federal district court judge. The horror of appearing before this thing in black robes and having it issue orders that govern your life. Tyranny indeed. Pending before this court, the court of Trina Thompson, is the aliens' motion to postpone the effective date of the termination of their temporary status. Having considered the parties' brief, the relevant legal authority, oral argument, and for the reasons below, the court grants the motion to postpone. The court orders that the TPS terminations. You may wonder what TPS means. Are you wondering what TPS means? Normally, it's normal practice in any kind of technical writing, including court decisions. It's normal practice that before you use an acronym of a term, you state the term, right? You would say the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, parentheses, NASA, and thereafter you refer to it as NASA, right? The U.S. Marine Corps, and then afterwards you refer to it as USMC. But you state it first to make sure people know what the hell you're talking about. This judge, nowhere here so far, what does she say? TPS. Okay. The next reference, TPS. Okay. Next reference, TPS. Okay. Next reference, TPS. Okay. You know what she never does here? She never spells out what TPS stands for. Because TPS stands for temporary protected status. Did you catch the first word there? Temporary protected status. And of course, the core question is here, who determines how temporary it is? By the way, you'll be shocked to learn how non-temporary this has been so far. America's generosity knows almost no bounds. Some of these people we've allowed to live here on temporary protected status grounds for an entire human generation. And this court still will not allow our elected government to tell these people, all right, a whole human generation, pretty broad scope of temporary. I hope you enjoyed your time here, but now it's time to go home. The plaintiffs and Nepal, Honduras, Nicaraguan TPS holders. Each of the individually named plaintiffs has not suffered any felony or misdemeanor convictions. That would put them in a different class of illegal alien, migrant, third world invaders. None have violated the law. Each have maintained their obligations. Parenting. Like this is a bonus characteristic. Oh my God, look, they had children and they're parenting. That we should definitely grant them permanent status. They've been working in America at our leisure because we let them. and abiding. Oh my God, they've been abiding by the rules. They've been abiding by the rules. What a high threshold. They're all currently legally present in the US because of TPS. Again, she never spells it out. We have a couple of Nepalese TPS holders. TPS. I wonder if she ever spells out what it is. TPS. Plaintiff Lama, 43 years old, a native of Nepal. How many 43-year-old Nepalese does America need? Look at this. Anybody know the year right now? Anybody know the year? It's 2025, right? This plaintiff, 33 years old, has been in the US for 14 years. We offered this person, of course, their initials, so we can't know who they are, right? 14 years. And that was 4 years, that was 5 years before she even had TPS status. She came here on a student visa and then didn't want to leave. We have to stop all these visas. I am sick of this. People are supposed to be here transiently, and they do not leave. Work visas, over. Student visas, over. H-1Bs, screw you, stay in India. Tourist visa, put up a $250,000 bond, and I'll issue you a tourist visa. You have that kind of money, you're welcome to travel around the U.S., but don't stay an hour late. Give up that bond and be subject to imprisonment. Oh, but they're a theater manager. How many 33-year-old Nepalese national citizens who are theater managers does America need living here for 14 years and counting? We have no theater managers who are Americans. She's consuming American housing, American employment, American healthcare, American social services. Why? How is that in America's interest? Oh, but she volunteers in Oakland for an organization that provides safe space for artists, musicians, and community members. Do we need a Nepalese national to do this? In a nation of 340 million people, there's no American citizens in Oakland who can do this job? And what is this about? Without TPS, she wouldn't be able to support herself financially. So how is TPS allowing her to support herself financially? Oh, and of course, she has a U.S. citizen fiance. Fiance, of course, an anchor fiance. You know what her fiance can do if he loves her that much? I bet he'll love Nepal. The family that deports together stays together. Is having a fiance, it's not even a spouse. It's not even marital commitment. Is having a fiance grounds for permanent residence in America? How about this one? Plaintiff Lama, 43 years old, came to the United States in 2008. Why? On a goddamn student visa. Got a master's degree and has been a TPS holder for a decade. A single mother of 3 U.S. citizen children. They are not U.S. citizen children. She, the mother, is not a U.S. citizen, and she's not a permanent resident alien of the U.S. These children are Nepalese citizens. And she's a sole provider. She's a single mother. How many single mother, 43-year-old Nepalese does America need? Now this is a family of 4 with no man. She's married to Uncle Sam. These are 4 human beings who are not American citizens, consuming scarce American resources. They have a house. Housing shortage, anybody? Affordability crisis, anybody? If she were forced to return to Nepal, Lama's children would lose opportunities. How many opportunities are Americans losing because she's consuming scarce American resources? And one of her children would not be able to get medical treatment for her severe allergies. Why don't you pursue your medical treatment in your home nation of Nepal? Is severe allergies grounds for permanent residence in America? More plaintiffs are Honduran. Is she going to step through all these? 49-year-old. How many 49-year-old Hondurans does America need living in the United States since 1997? Applied for TPS since Hurricane Mitch. When did Hurricane Mitch hit Honduras? You won't believe this, folks. Hurricane Mitch hit Honduras in 1998. He's been in the United States since 1997. His basis for TPS is Hurricane Mitch, but he actually came here a year before Hurricane Mitch existed. Oh, he's a church pastor. They don't have church pastors in Honduras? He works various jobs in construction and as a mechanic. These are scarce American resources, employment, housing. And it's not just him, of course. It's his wife and 4 children we're paying for. Between 4 and 22? Oh, no, my God. They've been diagnosed with autism. They definitely have to stay in America now forever. If TPS terminates, he fears he will not be able to support his family in Honduras. How is that my problem? His children will lose support of special programs. These special programs, do I have to say it again? These are scarce American resources. These are programs for autism. Do we have too many of those for American children? We have extras we can give to the children of Honduran nationals temporarily living in America? "29 years old, another Hurricane Mitch." How long do they get to stay here because of Hurricane Mitch? 1998. 27 years ago. 27 years ago. If they don't have to go back now, what does temporary mean? How is this any different than being a permanent resident alien, except we've not accepted them as such? Will 127 years be enough time? He is a certified nursing assistant. Again, this is a scarce American resource. This job, why does an American citizen not have an opportunity for this job? Another one diagnosed with autism. Everybody has autism. Oh my God, they might lose their health insurance. You know how I lost my health insurance? Obamacare. Thanks, Obama. Another Democrat disaster. Oh, he'll lose his job? He won't be able to contribute to his family's rent. I bet rent is cheaper in Honduras. He won't be able to contribute to his rent. Another scarce American resource, housing, being consumed by a citizen of Honduras. Why is wherever he's living not available for an American citizen? Have we no homeless in America? I keep hearing there's a housing shortage. Martinez is 57 years old. He's about to retire. Retire on Social Security, I bet. 57, another native of Honduras, on TPS since 1999. 1999, a licensed soccer instructor, whatever the hell that means. He owns a landscaping business. He's a realtor. These are all scarce American jobs being consumed by a Honduran national who we have graciously allowed to live in America since Hurricane Mitch hit Honduras 27 years ago. Without TPS, he would be separated from his partner, whatever that means. Not even married. A partner. Oh my God. He wouldn't be able to do his volunteer work. Hernandez is 67 years old and a native of Nicaragua. How many 67-year-old Nicaraguan nationals does America need? She came to the United States 29 years ago, was granted TPS in 1999, 26 years ago. She works, of course. More scarce American resources. Oh, she has asthma and a heart condition. Is she not autistic? Why isn't she autistic? She would lose her health insurance and her Social Security income. She gets Social Security. She would lose her job, be separated from her family. Oh, no. Oh, no. Under this standard, she can never be deported. Right? Because any deportation would result in these consequences. This judge is essentially saying the United States government lacks the authority to deport someone that they graciously allowed in on a temporary basis. That it's not temporary at all. It's permanent. Another one, 60-year-old Nicaraguan. How many 60-year-old Nicaraguan citizens do we need in America? Been here since 1997, 28 years. 28 years. Why? Because he was conscripted into the military of his home nation. Oh, look, he started a business. Thanks for watching this highlight segment of our full-length Law of Self-Defense live stream. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more expert analysis on politics, law, and how to be hard to convict. And to watch the full-length episode of this show, just click right here. Stay safe.